Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my next smartwatch review. I'm excited about this one today. We've got the ET580 Smartwatch. Now I ordered this with my own money from Banggood.com, and I'm excited about this one because it is the latest and greatest in a series of so-called blood glucose monitoring smartwatches. This is supposed to do non-invasive blood glucose measurements. More on that later on in the review. This will do EKG, ECG, blood oxygen saturation, which is SPO2, blood pressure, heart rate, and blood composition, as in blood lipids. Crazy stuff. If you've never seen my reviews before, then you don't know. I'm going to show you what comes out of the box and then go off and wear it. I'm going to charge it and then wear it for several days and come back with my full, fair, and honest assessment. Again, I did buy this with my own money, and by my own money, I mean your money, the money that is generated on this YouTube channel through ad revenue. I invest that right back into the channel to bring you more reviews. I just have a special interest in smartwatches technology. I'm an avid outdoorsman, I'm a kayaker, and I just kind of fell into reviewing these devices, and I just kind of fell in love with always checking out the latest and greatest. And you know, you as an audience have responded very nicely, and you kind of embraced these reviews. So, you know, as long as you're there watching, I'm going to keep on doing them. So I'm going to press and hold this button to see if there's any juice. There is. Okay, there's our QR code to download the app. I'm not sure which app. ET580. There you see it right there. Tap to skip. I'm going to swipe down. I'm going to see if I can turn up the brightness all the way. There we go. It's a beautiful display, I would say, and body. It's just got one button on the top right and then a button here. That's going to be to put your finger on to take that EKG measurement. Watch faces. Let's see what's in here out of the box. And like, I'm getting into this review already because I'm just excited to assess this particular watch. Oh wow, there is your phone. It's going to make Bluetooth calls. There's your activity progress tracker, sleep tracker, heart rate, EKG, blood composition. Let's press that button and see what happens. It's not against my skin, so I'm guessing it's going to fail. Let me just put it against my skin and tap that again, and let's just kind of see what happens here. This is not a medical device. I don't put any stock into these particular measurements or numbers, but just the fact that these smartwatch companies are working on such technology, I find amazing. So there's uric acid, total cholesterol, triglycerides, HDLs and LDLs. I mean, come on, folks, there's no way you can get all those accurately without a blood draw. This is not a medical device, but again, I find it fascinating that they're working on this technology. Body composition, this will give me my BMI and body fat. Here's the blood glucose measurement, blood pressure, blood oxygen, body temperature, weather. So hey, I'm gonna go off. Like I said, charge this, wear it, and come back with my full, fair, and honest review. Through the magic of editing, you're going to see that in just a couple seconds. And just to tease my very next smartwatch review, it's sort of the little baby brother of that one you just saw. This one I've been wearing for a few days here already is something called the ET480. And yeah, just a little sneak preview here of this one. I still want to wear it a few more days to get a better feel for it. But so far, so good. It has many of the same features. Sleep, it will give you EKG, ECG, blood glucose, blood pressure, blood oxygen, blood comp, body comp, body temperature, weather. So this one will be coming next. It's the ET480, but the review you're watching right now is this ET580. So 480 review next, and then the 580 right after that. So stay tuned. All right, so I've been wearing this thing for a full week now, and let's take a spin around. Okay, the brightness of the face is turned up all the way. I'm going to turn the screen on time all the way up. I usually put it to 5 seconds to save battery life. All right, it's on 60 seconds now. There's an always on display function here, and I want to show you this out of the gate. Oh boy, I just messed up. So let's do this again. Screen on time, let's turn that down to 3 seconds, and let's give it 3 seconds to time out so you can see the always on display. And there it is. There are different types of faces you can look at. That was the digital. Here's the analog. Let's give that 3 seconds to time out and take a look at what this one looks like. Okay, so this is an always on display, and a lot of people like this so they can just glance at their wrist at any given time and see what time it is. I'm going to turn always on display off, and then I'm going to turn the screen time all the way back up so it's not constantly turning off during this review. So let's just go around the dial here. If we swipe from right to left, we get into the phone mode. This has a speaker and microphone, so you can make calls from the watch when tethered to your phone via Bluetooth, and of course within Bluetooth distance. Now, I've used this a lot this week, the past week, and I made a lot of calls through it, and it works really, really well. So the Bluetooth calling works. Here is your activity, your steps for the day, your kilocalorie burn, and your estimated miles walked. Here's your sleep from the previous night. We go to heart rate. This will measure your heart rate in real time. Here is your EKG, ECG. You press that button and you put this finger on the side, and it is going to do an EKG measurement. Now, I'm going to do this in real time from the app so we can check that out. But it does EKG, ECG. It does blood composition. Now, you're asking what kind of sorcery is this? And my answer is this is not a medical device, so don't think these measurements are real. It's certainly not medical grade. Don't trust any health decisions to this, and don't even really trust the numbers in terms of what it's telling you. These watches are kind of just curiosities for reference only, but it does generate a number for your uric acid, your total cholesterol, your triglycerides in millimoles per liter, your high-density lipoproteins, and your low-density lipoproteins. So your HDL versus LDL. You know, you can't really get that without a real blood draw and analysis with a particle size measurement, blood lipid particle size. So don't trust it. This portends to do body composition. Again, I'll do this from the app. Well, let's just do it right now, but you can do it from the app as well. You press your finger on the electrode on the side, and it will take a stab at giving you your body composition. I don't think this is accurate because I have a smart scale that I trust, but it will give you your BMI, your body fat percentage, and for me, that's way too high. I'm at around 14 or 13.8% right now. Muscle mass, subcutaneous fat, body water, skeletal muscle, bone mass, protein, basal metabolic rate. Not a medical device, don't trust it, but it does generate numbers. Here is a non-invasive blood glucose measurement, and I'll let this go in real time right now. And same caveat, this is not a medical device. If you're diabetic or concerned about your blood sugar, don't trust these non-invasive smartwatches. The technology is not there yet, folks, and if and when there is one on the market that is accurate, it will have to go through FDA approval, and most assuredly, it will be from one of the big name smartwatch companies, not one of these no-name Chinese companies. But it does do non-invasive blood glucose, it does blood pressure, it does blood oxygen saturation, and now I'm going to turn this at an angle, and maybe you can see this, but it will use the red diode here, and you can't really, let me press that button again and try this again. So it has both the green and the red diodes in here, and it takes your measurement. I find that to be fairly credible. Body temperature, this really is taking your skin temperature and then giving an estimate of, or calculates body temp from skin temp. I think this is fairly accurate based on regular temperature measurements with a finger thermometer. We scroll again. It can pull in the weather from your smartphone when tethered to the app. You get in your activity modes, lots of walking and running and treadmill, indoor walking, trail, lots of activities in there. And it's a beautiful display. It's bright and easy to read. And this watch, for what it does, is pretty amazing. With all the exercises in here and the health-related measurements. Here's your HRV, your heart rate variability. And we'll look at this more in the app. You have a timer, and you can add different phases here. If we swipe down, this gets you into your main menu. Like I said, I've been wearing this a full week, and the battery life is still 59%. So incredible battery life from this thing. That said, I have Bluetooth turned off most of the time. Okay, if we swipe up, you can get to your SMS messages. Now, I cleared mine right before this video because, hey, they're private and personal, but they pull in from your phone when tethered via Bluetooth, so you can read your messages on your smartwatch. You cannot reply. There's not even a quick reply, but you can read your messages. And if we swipe from left to right, you have a little shortcut menu here. You can get to your phone, you can get to your dial pad and make calls, and it works really well. If we swipe down, go into settings, here's your health monitor. You can turn on heart rate monitor, heart rate alerts, blood pressure monitor, blood components, temperature. Now, you know, some of this I had turned off, but you can turn it on so it'll automatically measure them in the background. If you have these turned off, then you have to do them on demand through the watch. Your screen display, all right, watch faces. There's a number in here, and then there's more in the app that you can select. So odds are you'll be able to find one that you like. You know, you might guess that that was my favorite. So let's go back here into settings, switches, notifications, languages, date and time. This is one of the rare smartwatches where you could set the time and date right from the watch. It doesn't rely solely on syncing with your phone. Your app code, this uses the H-band app. And back to your system settings, you can turn this off. You can do a factory reset. There's your device info, ET580. And that's about it through there. It's got a timer, it's got a countdown timer and a count up timer. And pretty amazing watch. Let's go look at the app. So we are in the H-band app here, and on the main screen you get your sports, your number of steps for the day, you get your sleep from the previous night. It gives you your sleep quality, sleep duration, awake times, REM sleep, deep sleep, light sleep, and you can scroll back during the previous days to go back and see all those sleep records in there. It gives you awake times, fall asleep efficiency, sleep efficiency. Scrolling down here is your heart rate, and this is your trace over the course of the day, and it will break that down into heart rate zones. Here's your EKG measurement. Now I'm going to start one of these tests, and I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to press the start button there, and I put my finger on the electrode over here. And now you will watch this thing take this measurement in real time with me. And it's probably not going to be as good as it could be if I was staying still and being quiet. You really want to be at rest, and you want to watch your breathing during this measurement. But it will take the measurement, and then it gives you your myocarditis risk, whether it detects any sort of arrhythmias, coronary artery disease risk, arteriosclerosis, mental or fatigue, mental stress or physical fatigue. Mine skews toward that end of the scale here, but it will give you your arrhythmia risk assessment, and for everything it says no to low risk for me. Again, not a medical device, but you know, it does what it does. And let's see, can I go back to previous records? Yes. Here is one I did the other day that came out, and I was nice and calm and at rest. And here's my QT interval. Normal is 300 to 450. I'm at 360. So that's what mine looks like when I'm actually doing it in a relaxed state and doing it the right way. My HRV, normal. You can look, we can go back a screen and get to our blood oxygen saturation measurements. and you can view this. You can view your records here, and it tells you whether you're normal and, you know, sleep apnea, frequency, respiratory rates, hypoxia times. That's when you're sleeping, whether you literally stop breathing due to sort of any sort of inflammation or, you know, nasal conditions. You can set at a hypoxia alarm if you wish. So if you do stop breathing and don't get enough oxygen when you sleep, it'll vibrate to wake you up. A lot of people wear CPAP machines to address this condition. So if you're familiar with that, you're familiar with that. Here is your HRV. It gives you your heart health index. I'm in the normal range. It gives you your Lorentz scatter diagram. You can look at your HRV data. Here are all my measurements, and you can scroll back through the previous days. Okay, we go down. It gives you blood pressure, and you can go back and look at all your measurements. All right, body temperature, same thing there. Here is your blood glucose, and I'm going to say, as I scroll back through the days, pay attention to the graph here. It doesn't matter when I wake up or go to sleep or what I eat or when I eat. This graph always kind of looks the same. So I don't believe it. I don't believe these smartwatches are accurate at all for blood glucose monitoring. I think they just kind of make some assumptions about when most people wake up and when they eat meals. So I don't trust it, and you shouldn't either, because it's not a medical device. It is not actually measuring your blood glucose. It's just doing some light interferometry somehow and making some guesstimates. But hey, this technology is coming along, and I'm hopeful that someday they will get there. Here is your blood components. Your uric acid, it gives you your maximum, your minimum, your average. I have it now turned on to do this automatically, and you can go into your lipids here, your total cholesterol, your triglycerides, high density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, otherwise known as HDL and LDL. You can have this done automatically. So there you go for all of that. And now here's your body comp. I'm going to start the test. Okay, and again, press and hold this button on the side to let it do its thing. Okay, and there it's done its thing. So let's click view, and here's my body comp: basal metabolic rate, bone mass, moisture, fat, protein, and it tells you basically if you're healthy or slightly, you know, in a danger zone. Again, 27.1% body fat is just plain wrong. I don't have that much body fat. I don't carry that around. Muscle mass, for me, I know that's too low. Again, based on a smart scale that is more highly accurate. Lean body mass. So it's kind of interesting that it says I have both high body fat and high lean body mass. So those two seem to be in conflict there. And while my muscle mass is low, so I don't know. You tell me how that makes sense in any universe. Body water, subcutaneous fat, skeletal muscle, bone mass, basal metabolic rate, and protein. So take that for what it's worth. I don't believe this is accurate. Do a bod pod or get a smart scale. I think you'll get better accuracy. Here's workout mode. When you do workouts, it basically gives you your kilocalories burned and the time engaged in the activity and an estimate of your low, high, and average heart rate, calories, heart rate zones, amount of exercise. That's it. This watch does not have GPS. Here you go, ET580. You can set various permissions. You can turn on various permissions like what messages you want pushed, calls, and whatnot. You can change your units from metric to imperial. And, you know, I like it. It's a good basic app. Let me give you my bottom line. So after a week of wearing this, I would say it's a really cool watch. You can go in here. And like I said, I've made plenty of calls. And I'm going to do one in real time so you can watch it work now that I'm attached to my phone via Bluetooth. You can turn up and down the volume on the watch.
Hello, and thank you for calling.
You can mute yourself. You can end the call. This all works from the dial pad, so it's a good functioning Bluetooth calling smartwatch. This is selling right now for about $44. For that, I would say this is an outstanding value. I love the looks of it. It's just got the one button on the side with the electrode button. That's where you would put your finger on it for those body comp measurements and whatnot. It's got the sensors on the back. It looks like the Apple Watch, and I said it, but that's what a lot of people are going for when they look for these off-brand watches. They just want something that looks like the Apple Watch. So I would say this ET580 for about $44-45 is a solid value. Come check me out at davethekayaker.com. This channel is mostly about kayaking, but I like to do fitness and tech reviews. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment, share this. That helps me spread the word. And I invest that right back into the channel with more smartwatches. So I've got 2 more reviews coming right behind this one. So thank you. Stay tuned. Stay healthy. Be fit. And I will talk to you very, very soon.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from davethekayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.